President Obama signed a new education law that ends the No Child Left Behind law that was created by former President George Bush 15 years ago. Now the new laws, Every Student Succeeds Act, has repealed and replaced the No Child Left Behind, which is absolutely great. Instead of structured standardized tests that report national averages and things like that of math and reading scores, the new law is allowing states to develop their own guidelines for education and develop their own methods for judging school and their quality and things of that nature. So they have timelines and goals that are pertaining to the academic progress, and the Federal Department of Education must approve each of the states' plan to make sure everything is running smoothly regarding education.
I wonder what happens if they are still failing, because I know some states, just the way that they govern the school systems with the self-segregating,
right.
how the poorer communities have failing schools.
Right.
Why? Because they don't have the books and they don't have the exposure and they don't have the money and the finances.
Right.
I wonder how they're gonna try to make that a even playing field. That should be interesting.
Well, I believe that they will probably, according to the majority, so just say in one area, the average kid will get a 90 if they score, 9 out of 10 right. Maybe if they score 5 out of 10 right, they may get a 70. That might be passing. So each state is governing how they're going to, determine their, scores and for math and science and what the guidelines will be. So they'll probably do a curve, in terms of the grading systems,
the way
things like that.
New York works, the
Right.
way New York works, I grew up in East New York, that's the worst district. Right?
What do you think it was?
I think because they weren't putting the money behind it,
right.
because they weren't getting the best teachers, because they weren't going after the best teachers,
and they programs.
and then they police those students,
right.
much more than they do any other. Because I moved from East New York and I went to another area, and my children went to a different kind of school, and I saw that it really wasn't about the policing and the behavior. It was really about the individual child being able to explore, and there were no
right.
desks and you call the teacher, these are public schools, you call the teacher by the first name. It was just, we have a progressive learning environment where the child is, fostered into greatness, and then you have other places where they're just kind of oppressed into submission.
Right. I think that's definitely what the problem is, being that I had cousins coming from the city and I live in Long Island, in the school, and when I hear stories about school, I think this focus is on the wrong things when they're talking about, their personalities and how they're going to control the kids more than, what activities are you going to do? What programs would you guys like to join? It needs to be more proactive in that way, other than let me raid your locker or your book bag to, it's all about violence, really.
It's all about violence.
It needs to be more about education and what you could do to make this person's
making the
life better.
School experience fun and
right.
enjoyable.
Exactly, because they're going to have a tunnel vision where, school is all about just getting by, not really just what can I do, what things do I like to do.
Right.
They can't think about other things.
It's not the development of the human being.
It's really oppressed.
In every school, and
right.
that's the thing.
And the funds aren't behind it either, so that makes it a little bit more
to
difficult.
do more programs. And
exactly.
Yeah.